Welcome everyone, and welcome to another Freebie Friday. My name is Rob C. Hines, and this week I'm going to be talking about 3 different strategies, what there are to be able to create an income. Most people will operate under one of these strategies anyway, and that's one of the ones that we've been usually conditioned throughout our whole time at school, and we only usually think that there is one way of making money. So I learned this from my mentor, from my coach, a guy called Mr. Bob Proctor. It really helped me to understand the 3 different strategies of how to earn money, and it even really started to increase my relationship with money. Now, if you've got a poor relationship with money, most people have, the biggest paradigms come from relationships and come from money. So if you've got a poor relationship with money, don't think of it as money, but just think of it as credits. Okay? Don't think of it as money, but just call it credits. And just by changing the name of what the energy is, you'll be surprised how sometimes that can make a shift within you. So the 3 different ways are M1, M2 and M3. Now I'm just going to give you a brief description of each one. M1 is the one that 96% of the people are operating under. We get conditioned at school to think that there is only one way to be able to accumulate these credits. Now we will go to school, some of us may be lucky enough to go on to further education and further our skills. Some of us may not be as fortunate and may just go straight into a working environment. Now if we do that, if we're working for somebody else, or we are usually selling our time to somebody, we're usually operating under the strategy which is known as M1. Now M1 is where you exchange your time for money. So you will come up with an agreement with a person, with a company, with an organization. You will agree how much they are going to pay you per hour, or maybe per week, or maybe per month, or maybe per year for your time. And then you will give them your time doing whatever it is that you do, and they will in return give you a certain amount of credits. So that's exchanging your time for money. Now, because 96% of the population do this, there is an inherent problem with this, which many people don't realize. It's called saturation. Now, you can only really work maybe 10, 12 hours a day. If you're really going to push the boat out, you might work 15, 16 hours a day. But there is a limit on how much you can work, how many hours a day that you can work. And then you're probably going to be working for 40 years of your life. So there is a limit, which is called saturation, because you could literally calculate how much you're going to earn for your lifetime if you just factor in a little bit of increase for that, if that employer is going to pay you a little bit more money. But you can really start to factor in how much money you are going to be able to earn throughout your lifetime. So that is you exchanging your time for these credits. Now another way, which is only used by 1% of the population, which we're going to call M2, this is where you are helping you create the original amount of credits, and you invest those credits. So those credits work for you and they create credits. So that's called M2. This is where you're investing in something. So you may be putting your money into funds, you may be putting it into stocks, you may be putting it into shares, but these things are then going to start to produce the effort to be able to create those credits, not you. So that's a really great strategy. The only thing that you need to do is make sure that you know, or if you're talking to someone, make sure that they know and they're winning and they are getting good credits. So that will make sure that you in turn will get good credits. Now the third way, and it's not a very popular way, only 3% of the population do it, and this is called M3, and this is multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Now this is where you are going to do something at the very beginning of a project. You're going to put a lot of effort in, but through you putting in all that effort, you're going to leverage that time and that effort, and that is going to create credits for you infinitum. So I'll give you a couple of examples of that. If you are going to write a book, you may spend 2 years researching the book, you may spend a year writing the book, so that's 3 years in total. But then after you've written that book and the book gets published, it gets edited, then that book can just continue to sell and sell and sell without you putting any more effort into it. So that way you've created a leverage tool, and that will then just continue to sell for you. You may be a record artist, or a record producer, or a music artist, where you make a record and that record will continue to sell and make you credits even though you're not putting any more effort into it at all. You may be in a network marketing organization where you actually do the work at the start and you're working with a group of people, everybody's doing a little bit of effort, And after a while, it doesn't require your effort anymore because you've got all other people doing it for you. They're passing it forward and they are creating credits for you. So those are the three main ways for you to be able to create an income. M1, M2, M3. M1 is the way that most of us have been schooled in, and that's the worst way to be able to create an income. M1 is a fantastic way. You just got to make sure that whoever it is you're talking to, make sure they're doing it and they're doing it well and they're winning. And then M3 is another fantastic way to be able to do it. Only 3% of the population use that way. And if you can learn that way really well, that's going to create a fantastic income for you. Okay, I've got a PDF. If anybody wants the PDF, just drop me a line and I can send you that PDF, which will just explain those three strategies in a bit more detail. Okay, well, I hope that all made sense to you. Like I say, if you want the PDF, do just drop me a line and I would forward you the PDF. But until next week, I'm going to say three things to you as per usual. Keep reading, keep studying, and above all, keep growing. See you later, guys.